Hi, this is Garfield and this is my Module 7 video for AEP 855. So what is the human resource frame according to Goldman and Deal? Well, according to the video, human capital, or people, are the most important resources an organization can have. The human resource frame looks at the organization as a family, made up of individuals and the individual needs and the relationships between the organizational members. The focus on skills, attitudes, teamwork, and communication between the family, and the goal is to align the organizational and human needs. Strategic planning consists of gathering opportunities to promote participation and involve the players in the strategic process, and decision making is kept open. So it pretty much sounds like the democratic leadership style. There are four key assumptions, which are organizations exist to serve human needs rather than the reverse. People and organizations need each other. When the fit between the individual and system is poor, one or both, usually both, will suffer. And a good fit benefits both the individuals and the organization. And describe how you would prioritize the following people under your leadership. This was a little bit tough. I'm not a teacher, and I do not work in the educational system. I work in corporate training. I did teach a Flash programming course online before, so I'm not sure if that counts, but and my wife is a teacher. She's actually a math coach now, so I did gather her input, but I'll give it a shot. So according to this list and how I prioritized it, I went with principal first, followed by teachers and paraprofessionals, then followed by students, then followed by office staff, then followed by maintenance, custodians, and cooks, then parents, and then lastly alumni and community. Now I went with principal first, obviously, because this is the go-to individual. This is the person everyone looks to when things are going right, and when unfortunately when something is going wrong. We just came from Hurricane Irma, and all the schools were closed for almost 2 weeks, and some of the schools opened because they were providing evacuation centers and shelters for people who needed to go to a shelter. And all these principals went back to those schools to open up, and they were in the front line. So it's important to have principals right there in the top. Now I looked at a lot of my colleagues' videos, and most of them, if not all of them, had students second. That's probably the way to go. And even in business, usually you'll have customers as second, if not number one, because customers are the reason you're in business. But I went with teachers slash paraprofessionals as second. And the reason so is because teachers wear so many hats. They're Jack and Jane of all trades. They communicate with the principal, communicate with the district, communicate with parents and other teachers and office staff, and they're there in the break room and the lunch room with the students as well. Sometimes you'll find some teachers painting their own classroom, changing their own light bulbs, sweeping and cleaning their own classrooms as well. So they do so much, and they're involved in every aspect of the child's education, not just educating them. Sometimes they're their counselors, sometimes they're their own security. If the school is on lockdown, and the teachers are locked down in the classroom with the students. So I felt it was important to have teachers and paraprofessionals right there as number second. Students came third. Obviously, we're in this business of educating kids and young learners, and so they are the priority. So they were third. Office staff was fourth. They do so much more than just serve as a buffer between parents and teachers. They do all the clerical work. They provide support, and as far as making copies, as far as organization, as far as keeping the paperwork, as far as logging time, and so they are very important. Well, actually, every member in this list is important. Maintenance, custodians, and cooks. Obviously, you need a clean facility. You need, functional lights. You need, security. You need hot food for these kids to eat, and a classroom that's accessible and clean, and safe environment. So maintenance and custodians and cooks are essential as well. Parents are obviously essential. I'm a parent. And so we get a lot of these projects, and sometimes our kids are struggling, and you got to provide support, and Sometimes it's late and you got to go there for the parent-teacher conference, and got to make sure you're staying in constant communication with the teachers and going on to the online portals and checking grades, and so parents are important as well, and as well as alumni and community. Alumni and community, they provide a different type of resource. They can give some direction as far as what happens after this particular grade level, or after the kid leaves this particular school, what options he or she may have, what pitfalls to avoid. So alumni and community provide a great resource as well. And there you have it. Thank you.